Okay, so you want to learn to speak English fluently, but you don't know where to start. Or maybe you've been trying for months or even years, but it still feels like something isn't working. You get stuck, discouraged, and overwhelmed. If this sounds familiar, then don't worry, this video is for you. Hi everyone, I'm Ala, an Arab medical student, and I can speak 6 languages at different levels of fluency. I didn't go to an international school or visited an English-speaking country before, but I still managed to improve my English to an advanced level. And today, I'm gonna share with you how exactly you can do the same. So, let's get into it. Before we start talking about anything related to tips and tools, we need first to fix the biggest obstacle: your mindset. Learning English isn't just about vocabulary and grammar, it's about consistency, confidence, and curiosity. Most people fail not because they're bad at English, but because they give up too early. So let's agree on a few things from the start. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to show up every day. Mistakes are not embarrassing, they are a proof that you are practicing. You are not too old or too busy. You just need a smart plan. Be patient, be consistent, and remember, fluency doesn't come overnight. It's built one small step at a time. You've probably heard this theory. If you know the most common 3,000 words, you can understand about 90% of what's said in daily conversation. And yeah, that's technically true. But here's the thing. Knowing words is not the same as being fluent. You might recognize a word in a sentence, but still not know how to use it and freeze when it's your turn to speak. That's why real fluency comes from this triangle. Input, what you hear and read. This is how your brain absorbs the rhythm and structure of the language. Output, what you say and write. This is how you train your brain to actually use and mobilize what you've learned. And feedback, anything that shows you what exactly to improve. If you are missing one of those three, you are going to feel stuck. You might understand a lot but can't speak, or you speak but it's full of small mistakes that no one corrects. That's why everything you work on needs to help you strengthen one part of this triangle. Not passive learning and speaking randomly, but by building all three together, like a system. And once you get that triangle in motion, that's when real fluency starts to grow. Before you build anything, you need to know where the ground is, right? That's why the first step is figuring out your current English level. And please make sure you don't skip this. Just go online and take a free CEFR placement test, and it will show you where you stand from A1 beginner to C2 fluent. And once you know your level, everything becomes so much easier. You will know which tools to use, what kind of content to focus on, and how to actually measure your progress. It's like turning on the GPS before you start the journey. You need to know where you are before you plan where to go. Okay, so now that you know your current ability, the smartest thing you can do is start exposing yourself right away to English that's just slightly above your level, but still clear enough to follow with a bit of focus. That's what we call comprehensible input. But here's the key. Choose input you actually enjoy. For example, if you are going to watch your favorite movie tonight anyway, why not turn on the English subtitles? And if you are into a book, even if it's originally in your mother language, try to search for an English translation of it. That way you are not forcing yourself to study. It's like hitting two birds with one stone. You are doing something fun and accidentally getting better at English. While doing this, you are not only improving your listening skills, you are also building your vocabulary, because new words come to you in a context, from situations you understand and enjoy, and that makes them so much easier to remember. So keep a little list of words that are new and interesting to you. Then review them regularly to make them stick. You can use tools like Enki and Quizlet for that. They are great for spaced repetition. And if you need quick translations or definitions while watching or reading, extensions like Language Reactor and ChatGPT Toggle Sidebar can really help. This way, learning vocabulary doesn't feel like a separate chore, it's part of the fun things you already enjoy doing. Okay, maybe an unpopular opinion, but stop starting your English journey with grammar rules. Think about how kids learn. They don't sit down at age 2 and go, oh, present perfect continuous. Let's conjugate that. No, they listen to I've been waiting or she's gone to the store like 100 times. And then one day they say it themselves. That's how it works. Instead of starting with rules, start with the real English. Listen to how native speakers speak. Notice the patterns. Copy them. And only when you get used to it, you can go check why it was made like that. Grammar should answer your curiosity, not kill your vibe. But if you do need a bit of structural help, then check those resources. Just don't turn grammar into an excuse to delay speaking. And remember, you don't need to be perfect to start, you need to start to get better. So now let's move on to the most important skill in any language you want to learn. Speaking. It's the part that makes most people nervous, but it's also the one that improves the fastest if you actually practice it. So here are some simple ways to practice your speaking skills, even if you are totally alone. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and copying what they say exactly how they say it. You repeat their words, their rhythm, their tone, almost like you are becoming their echo. It's one of the best ways to improve pronunciation, fluency, and confidence at the same time. Just choose a video or a podcast, play it for 5 to 10 seconds, and then pause and repeat out loud. It might feel weird at first, but after a few days, your brain and mouth will start syncing naturally. Another helpful practice is talking to yourself in English, whether it's by expressing how you feel, narrating your actions, or asking yourself questions and answering them out loud. Is it awkward? Yes. Is it effective? Absolutely. It helps you think in English instead of always translating from your native language, and it also trains your brain to think faster and more naturally. You can do it while walking, cleaning, or looking in the mirror. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are practicing. You can also try recording yourself because it helps you catch mistakes you didn't notice while speaking. And it's also a great way to track your progress over time. Just pick a topic, record yourself talking about it for 1 to 2 minutes, then listen back and see where did you pause, was anything unclear. Don't judge yourself, just notice what you can improve. And try recording the same thing a few days later and compare. There are also language exchange apps like HelloTalk and Tandem. They're so helpful as long as you find a serious partner to practice together. Remember, speaking is like training a muscle. It gets stronger with effort, time, and daily use. And the best part, you don't need to wait. You can start right now with just your voice and a little bit of courage. Writing is one of the most underrated skills when it comes to learning English, and I can understand why it's generally avoided because it might feel a little slow and boring. But trust me, it works. Writing helps you organize your thoughts and gives you time to find the right words. Plus, the more you write, the more comfortable you get with the vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure. Some simple ways to practice this skill is, for example, by daily journaling. Just write a few sentences a day about your life. You don't need to be poetic or perfect, just be real. Some example prompts you can use is, for example, what did you do today? How were you feeling along the day? What are some things you are grateful for? Just 5 minutes will be quite enough. You can also pick a simple topic like a day I will never forget or why I love rainy days and write wherever comes to mind. Don't worry about mistakes and fancy vocabulary. The goal here is to express your thoughts in English as naturally as possible. Set a timer for 10 minutes and keep writing. And after you finish, the next step is really important, which is getting a feedback. And you don't need a teacher for that. You can use some free tools like Grammarly, landcorrect.com, or just paste your writing into ChatGPT and ask him for corrections and improvements. Alright, so now that you've got everything you need, here is a simple 30-minute routine you can follow step by step every day to keep your English improving. And if you've got extra time and you are feeling motivated, go ahead and stretch it out. Double each section, explore longer videos, write more, speak more, because don't forget that the more you put in, the faster that you'll see the results. Okay, so that's it for this video, but remember that what matters isn't just watching it, but what you actually do after it. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start. Speak even if it's messy, write even if it's short, watch even if you don't understand everything. Fluency isn't a talent, it's the direct result of consistency. So be patient, stay curious, and most importantly, keep going. You've got this.